Good morning and happy Thanksgiving Eve. Um, it is the day before Thanksgiving 2020, and I decided to, um, do a couple of videos to celebrate the holiday in a healing kind of way. So, I want to first of all say thank you to everyone who has supported. Oh, I have to turn my heater off. It's so noisy, right? It's like such a. Okay, turn that off. So, sorry about that background sound. My heater is like super loud. It should be cutting off. I just turned the power off. I guess it takes a minute. So, anyways, thank you to everyone who has supported um my healing journey as well as Silversation Lifestyle. When I began Silversation Lifestyle, I don't know if anyone remembers, but oh, sorry, that's a bunch of lip gloss. I got really big lips. I don't know if anyone remembers, but how's that? Okay, sorry about that. I don't have a makeup artist. So I do my own lip gloss, but that's literally like the only makeup I have on. Anyways, I don't know if anyone remembers when I was back on my Girl Power Empire Twitter account before it got um before it got shut down by suspended. My account is suspended until they decide to allow me to have access to it again because of some things I said about LeBron um that I don't regret saying. But anyways, I had advertised free Silversation lifestyle services for two clients beginning in November. Well, guess what? It's November. Okay. So I have picked one client who has not reached out to me personally, but I am going to volunteer my healing services. Um, and I'm going to tell you why I picked this client. I picked this client because I was bored one night on mommy duty and, um, scrummaging through my television channels, and I stumbled upon an awards show. I think maybe it was the AMAs or something like that. Oh God, this lip gloss situation is out of control. That does not look good, right? I put too much on, y'all, because I have big lips, and that's just the bottom line. Oops. So I stumbled upon the awards show, and Justin Bieber was performing, and he was doing a performance. I need some water, excuse me. It's early in the morning, y'all. And he was doing a performance, and how does this blue look? Does this look good? Teal. He was doing a performance singing his song Lonely. And that really captivated me. Um, he was doing the performance outside of the studio set where they were producing, where they were showing the AMAs. And he was at like this um, bus stop where there was nobody else around, and it was just like it was such a like come to Jesus moment for me, because I remember when that was me, like maybe this time last year, I think. And I was in that same exact position thinking the same thing. And I remember that day I was actually traveling, um, between, two different states or whatever. This was before the coronavirus that came. And I remember being out there and the snow was just falling, and I was just the song, the words that he sang in that song was the exact feeling that I felt, because I was traveling by myself, and you know, once again on mommy duty. Um so uh I just remember how lonely I felt. And I was like, whoa, this song is like an embodiment of my experience. If I were to have wrote a song about how I felt during that trip, because it was like I felt like the bus stop was literally like in the middle of nowhere, and that's exactly what it looked like on his performance. And then I heard Holy for the first time, and then I was just like, this is deep. I really have always supported Justin's career, but and him as a person, everything. I think he's amazing. But it really just kind of made me feel like, whoa, this dude is on a whole nother level with his performance right now. Like his soul is like snatching me through the performance, and I'm like, whoa, this is deep, you know. And so I was just like, wow, he's really going through something, and that's a powerful thing for him to say while he's married. And once again, I've been there in that position where I was married to someone and felt lonely within my marriage. Um, because I just have to be completely honest. Was married, under pressure. The person that I married was not the person that I wanted to marry. Long story short, I was not a happy camper, and I was very lonely in my marriage. So, anyways, that resonated with me. So I said, okay, well, I'm gonna dig a little deeper. Let me see what Justin has been up to. And I was really already digging that song that he did with Ariana Grande over the summer, Stuck With You. I don't even know how I stumbled upon that song, but ever since I heard it, it had been on loop all summer long. In fact, I had told my ex-boyfriend I had wanted him to play that for me so that I could do a cover of it. And I still think I'm gonna do the cover of it and just do it over an instrumental and not have anybody play the guitar for me. So anyways, so I did a little digging, and this morning God put it on my heart, because I was like tinkering around and just kind of getting the vibe from Justin's social media pages that there is a overflow of emotions and excitement and pain and suffering and heartache. And so I wanted to really like get to the core of what is this all about. So I listened this morning I watched his interview from the day after Valentine's Day with Apple. And then that's when I found out about some of the things that he's really going through on a deeper level. So I decided that I want to take this to a virtual platform with my healing services, because it comes from a place of, no, I am not a certified practitioner with any type of licensed credentials to be helping others, but I am an experienced human being who has gone through hell, and I made it through. Okay, I have my inner peace, I have my peace of mind, I have my health. I did not always have all those things in order, okay, because of the toxicity of the toxic nature of the environment that I was in at the time. Once I changed my environment and changed the way that I thought, it changed my life. And that is what inspired me to start Soulversation Lifestyle for people exactly like Justin, who, I can relate to and help heal from the experiences of my own journey. And I really just decided, okay, I don't need to reach out to him and speak to him personally, although that would be nice. God put it on my heart that this is not the time for that. This is not the time for me to try to contact somebody and um, and see if he would be willing to hire me, you know, um, as his spiritual healer and, confidant in this journey in life. Justin just got married, and congratulations to you, Mr. Bieber, for your 1 year wedding anniversary. He just got married, and that's something I realized in the interview is that he has spent his whole marriage working, making music, and then after that being lonely. I see they bought a new home, so they have 2 homes now. So I think that happened like right around my birthday, actually. So congratulations on your new home. But there were some things that I noticed about that interview that really, really, really resonated with me, and I felt like were signs of confirmation from the universe. Um, but let me just tell you another reason why I have decided to take Justin on as a client without any formal agreement or arrangement from him. I can put these videos out there through my YouTube network and, promote it on my own personal social media pages. And you never know who's watching and who will gain knowledge, clarity, and healing from me sharing my healing journey for Justin through my own experiences on a social media network versus doing it in a private setting where it would be confidential and other people probably wouldn't be able to learn from whatever lessons that I can help to share directly to Justin. So I want to just do it this way and make it an open platform, have a little bit of transparency, and respect the sanctity of his marriage to Hailey Bieber. And, his relationship with his wife is so important to the healing process that he does not deviate from being faithful. That is something that nobody has the right to take away from anybody. If somebody is in love with someone and they take a vow, between that person and God, it really is till death do you part. Unless of course there's like a divorce for whatever reason, at least if they divorce, I'm not talking about his divorce. I'm just saying that it is till death do you part. And so yeah, they have to be in it for the long run, and I support, their marriage, even though it'll be challenging for them with Justin working all the time. And when this coronavirus is over, he's going back on tour. So I'm sure for the next few years, he'll be doing a lot of touring. So that's really going to show, it's really going to test his marriage, to how strong it is, how well he'll be able to stay in love from a distance. That's a challenge. Trust me, I know I've been in long distance relationships before, and there was no time nor distance or space that could diminish the connection that I had with, my ex-boyfriend. What I think ruined my long distance relationships was not the distance, it was the lack of emotional connection. It just wasn't there. And that also has gone for relationships where there wasn't distance between us. There was just a lack of emotional connection because there was no compatibility. Maybe we did well in other areas of our relationship, but that was probably more physical. Um, you know, Great optics, great, not intimacy, but sex. There's a difference between intimacy and sex. Um, but when it came down to love and things of the heart, there was no connection. There was a disconnect. So, um, with Justin and his plans for his life over the next few years, it will be a little bit challenging to see how he does with the new marriage. And especially with him wanting to have kids and wanting to travel, it's like, he has to put being a father on hold for a while. And I can imagine how that must feel. For me right now, it's the total opposite because, like, I'm not traveling. I have no plans on leaving the state that I live in for the next 4 years. And my plan for the next 4 years is to just stay here and make babies. So that part we are total opposites on. But it doesn't mean that I can't give knowledge and advice on how he can heal. I am simply just glad and thankful for this other thing that he said. So there's two things I have to say about why I decided to pick Justin Bieber to focus on as a healing subject for Soulversation lifestyle. The other two reasons, besides what I told you earlier, is because I have, how do I say this without, I want to say it in a way that people can understand. I recently broke up with my ex-boyfriend, and I was very brokenhearted. And when I started tapping back into Justin's music again, which is ironic because, I was listening, he was on repeat when I got with my ex-boyfriend, well, not when I got with him, but we had been friends for a while before we started dating. So before we became intimately involved, right around the time we became intimately involved, I was kind of going through this. So I think that music, Justin's music, had a heavy inspiration on the intimacy in my relationship. I'm not going to say I know that it did, because there's something about listening to his music that makes me want to fall in love. And not only does it make me want to fall in love, like, and I'm a very romantic person, but on the same note, I can be very dry. I can be emotionally unavailable. I can. I can be in a relationship with somebody, have sex with them, and have no emotional connection to them. I can be totally dry and unapologetic. And it's not a cold part of me. It is just a part of me that protects myself. Sorry, I'm looking at some of the stitching in my sofa. Like, why does it look like that? I'm sorry. I think that's the part of me that wants to protect myself, puts my guards up when I feel like a man is not going to take me seriously. So I'm not even going to bother to consider that person as a potential husband for the future or whatever. That is just somebody for the time being. And I'm able to differentiate between the feelings that I give somebody that I want to be with forever, that I hope will be in my life forever, ideally, versus somebody that is temporary in my life and just here for a season. And I'm able to protect my heart from that, you know, and to give my all to the right, relationships. So that listening to Justin's music really just made me want to fall in love. And so, but I never fell in love with my ex-boyfriend. We really just had, you know, decent sex. So that's part of the reason why I decided, okay, I wanted to have Justin as a healing subject / free client, where I, guide him through the healing process for free. Um, and I think that this could be something that I would like to focus on for the next several years while he's on tour. Um, and while I'm just, at home full time, stuck in my state on mommy duty. Um, I was born to be a nurturer, to take care of others. Um, that's just, if I'm not taking care of somebody, I am not happy with myself. I have to be taking care of somebody. Or I am not at peace. So that's just been the nature of who I am my whole life. Since I was 6 years old, I have been, you know, helping. It started out with, the elderly, then children, then it went on to people who are like, going through their own, you know, physical, I get issues or health problems or whatever. I get it from my Lola, who raised me as her daughter. Um, you know, the closest person to being a mother to me, other than my biological mother herself. And so my Lola was basically like my mom, and she was the same way, So I got it from her. Um, and she instilled that value in me, and, really taught me the true character of staying humble while being blessed and being grateful and caring for others. And it also has a lot to do with my Catholic faith. So this, even after I broke up with my ex-boyfriend, I was able to have that feeling of falling in love again. Like in these past, I just got that feeling like once I just started listening to Justin's music again. There's so much love in his songs. And then I could not figure out why, because I'm like, I'm not in a relationship with anyone right now. I do have somebody in mind that, I would like to marry and be with forever, um, maybe a year from now, maybe a couple years from now. Um, Depending on what's going on with this pandemic and everything, because I do actually want to have a nice wedding. So, yeah, I feel like this song, listening to his music, it encourages me to put that energy out there to my future potential spouse. Um, in hopes that he like gets the vibe, and like catches on to the energy, and realizes like, hey, this girl kind of like she's feeling me, maybe I can save myself for her, and maybe we could be together forever. Um, And I guess I'm a hopeless romantic in that way. And I think that, like, I've watched way too many Disney princess movies, and life is not a fairy tale, but it can be beautiful. Um, so yeah, that is pretty much like, and it doesn't even, I don't even feel like I'm in a rush to get married. Like, it could be like, I feel like whenever I do finally get in the position to where this person and I can date safely without having to worry about all of the other complications of the world, um, I feel like things are going to move pretty fast. Probably as fast as things moved for Justin Bieber and Haley. Um, but I'm patiently waiting for that time. So it might not be next year. It might not be the year after. Maybe it'll be 2023. I don't know. But in the meantime, I am going to be um, just focusing on healing. And like I said, I listen to his music and it makes me feel like I'm falling in love all over again. And so, like I said, also, I couldn't figure out why. Why does this music make me feel like I'm falling in love? And I just got my heart broken. And I'm not currently dating anyone. So who am I falling in love with? I don't feel like I was already in love with myself. So I don't feel like I'm falling deeper in love with myself. This is a very challenging thing to navigate through, like these feelings. Um, I'll figure it out, but for now, I'm okay with that feeling because it's better than sadness. Um, and it keeps me in tune with like what's going on with Justin in his life, and Justin is actually very close friends with my family, and he has been for a long time. Probably his entire career, he's been very close friends with my family. So, yeah, my brothers and all of that. So, another reason, this was the third reason that I decided to pick him as a subject for healing is because um I was mourning the loss of my first love. Okay? So this part right here is really deep. I was mourning the loss of my first love, OJ, and I had feared that ever since I broke up with OJ, actually, so this feeling has been going on for a long time. I had feared that I would never find anybody to love me the way that he did, to be as faithful as he was, to be as loyal as he was, who could. I felt like I would never be able to kiss anybody again and enjoy it. Like I would never just get that romantic feeling ever again. And that fear, for some reason, when I started listening to Justin's music, like on a deeper level, when I say on a deeper level, I mean like I can't stop listening to his music. Like I'm addicted to his music right now. I have to hear every single song that I have missed over the past several years. The main one that I cannot keep off repeat, that I have to listen to almost like 4 or 5 times a day to be satisfied, is All That Matters. Okay, y'all? And if you have not heard All That Matters, you need to go play it, because it's like the acoustics in that song, not only the acoustics, it's the the lyrics in that song is like, whoa, that's deep. And it really, really, man, the lyrics combined with the simplicity of the acoustic guitar is like, wow. I don't know if that was ever like a big hit for him, but that's that song is the truth. Okay, um so yeah, I was going through my healing process, and I felt so empty. I felt like a part of my soul was gone, and I felt Lord, why did you just take away the only person that ever really knew how to love me, how to be romantic, how to be faithful, blah, blah, blah. And so, like I said, listening to Justin's music kind of reminded me that, hey, there are still a few good men out there, maybe not a lot, but just a few, that can give me that good old feeling back. You know, just like I felt when I had my first love. And um, I want to make sure that I create a space that is conducive for that within my heart. So I'm getting closer and closer to closure. All right. And so I was watching the interview. And here's another thing. I think it was a little bit of a coincidence that this interview was right around the time of Kobe Bryant's death. And so that was really like a heartbreaking situation also. Um, and so this is the quote from the interview that really just, I wrote it down, let me pull it up. That really just, wow, made me realize I am 80% closer to closure than I was 2 years ago when my first love, OJ, died. So the quote was, how can we mourn the loss of someone and, and accept that we are still blessed? That's deep. That and that was really deep to me because it made me realize like um it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I had to forgive myself. That's one thing he talked about, forgiveness. Also in his video, like how his mom would um get upset with him about certain things when he would do something wrong and say she forgave him, but then make him feel guilty about that. That's not cool. You know, and I'm not here to judge anyone's relationship with their parent. I think his mother has done an excellent job with him, but that's not cool. And so I had to realize that I needed to forgive myself for regretting all of the things that I didn't say and all of the things that I didn't do for and with OJ before he died. Um, and I needed to not allow that to constantly interfere with my closure and my grief. So I had to forgive myself, and I really, I think, saw a reflection of myself in that interview that Justin had. And I feel bad for him because, you know, for somebody who is going through what he's going through, he's so full of love, but he's lonely, you know? And I remember when I felt like that growing up, how I could be in a room full of people getting ready to do a performance, you know, whether it be like cheerleading or singing or whatever. And I remember how lonely I felt, and I remember I would go